This week we get the first tease into what will make up a Sim Update 1. We take a look at the bug and wishlist list to see what will be making it the first update for the new Sim. We also have all the announcements and release news for the week, so let's jump straight into the video. A quick disclaimer: if you just want to hear the details about Sim Update 1, skip to the last third of the video. If not, let's jump straight into this week's Flight Sim announcements. But before we do that, hit the subscribe button and a quick word from our sponsor. The Flight Sim mod store creates high quality Flight Sim modifications and add-ons for your Flight Sim home setup. They have some of the best add-ons to solve your Flight Sim problems and further enhance your Flight Sim experience. Built by Flight Sim enthusiasts with a passion for Flight Sim with a real-world pilot background and 3D design. You can check out their store in the links in the description below. And for Oz Flight Sim viewers, you can use code AFS10 to receive a 10% discount on all Flight Sim Mods products. And we thank Flight Sim Mods for sponsoring this video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, Boris Audio Works is known for its realistic, authentic sound packages for aircraft within Microsoft Flight Simulator. Over the past couple of years, we have seen other sound packages from Boris when it comes to things like the Cessna 152, the 172, the CRJ, just to mention a few. Boris has also worked with other projects with third-party developers such as Black Square and Bluebird Simulations with the Boeing 757. Boris this week previewed a video with its new Boeing 737 sound pack that will work with the PMDG series of aircraft. These sound packs will include certain upgrade sounds such as custom APU startup, GPSW sounds, ground roll sounds, a custom engine sound pack, bag sliding in the back when you have hard braking, noise cancellation, headset modes is included. The Boris Audio sound set for the Boeing 737 will be available over at the Orbex store and may even be released by the time you watch this video. Keeping with sound packs, the team over at Immersive Audio Sound have come up with another immersion pack. This time around it's going to be for the Mad Dog X. This week we saw a tease of a video when it comes to the upcoming immersion pack for the Mad Dog. The 5-minute video where you can hear significant changes to engine sounds, flap movements, noise, wheel spin down, adjustment engine sounds in the cockpit. The ground roll and cabin sounds are also fixed and updated. There's no ETA of when we'll see this release, but from the sounds of it, it shouldn't be too far away. I9 Builds this week teased us with a 20-second video of their up-and-coming A350-1000 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The video doesn't really showcase anything new other than showcasing some external views of the A350 with different airliner liveries. Last we heard from the I9 Builds team at the end of 24 when it comes to the Airbus A350 project that it was going to be delayed due to the team wanted to now release the A350 to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and 2020. They're going to roll it out with 2 different versions, but also they mentioned we should expect to see a release sometime in the first quarter of 2025. So we've got about 2.5 months to go. It will be released within that time. Of course, we'll keep you posted. Taxiing over to this week's release news. We recently discussed this in a video not so long ago, but Wing have opened up its pre-orders for its airliner panel series for the Boeing and Airbus series of aircraft. Since the announcement at last year's Flight Sim Expo, which has created a lot of excitement when it comes to these panels, Wing is making its name for itself, creating a great flight sim products at lower prices than its competitors within the market. Within hours of the pre-order launch, many simmers waited for long delays on the Wing website to place their orders. Most of these issues have been resolved now, but it shows the anticipation for these panels despite the recent rocky launch with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 that people are really still wanting to invest in their flight sims. In our last update when it comes to the pre-order amounts, the MCDUs is available for immediate purchase on the global shipping site site for pre-orders. The PFP3 is in a limited quantity of stock, but it's still available to pre-order through the global shipping site. The PFP4 and the PFP7 are available to pre-order through local and the global websites. We here at the channel have been very lucky to receive some of these units to review here on the channel before they are released. We've only spent a limited time with them, but I would recommend placing your pre-orders sooner rather than later to avoid longer wait times. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to see our upcoming reviews of the Wing, Airbus and Boeing panels, and I will leave a link in the description to the Wing website where you can do your pre-order. Lining up on the runway for this week sim update news. This week we received the first minimal information, in my opinion, on the future of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in 2025. This will be the first update when it comes to the feedback, snapshot, and the bug and wish list. If you are not familiar with the feedback, wish list, and the bug list, this is the format that the Microsoft team follows to prioritize the Sims problems, bugs, and issues and wanted features from the community. Microsoft claims they've looked at this list and then they prioritize which issues they are going to look at fixing or implementing first. In the previous updates, we've seen at least 3 pages of updates and bug fixes and features within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the past. This is the first update we have seen from the Microsoft team that is a designated publish to the 2024 platform, but they've only published the top 24 items of each category. The Microsoft team mentions there is many bugs and updates that the team are currently working on or considering that don't appear on this list, but we may see those ones in the next couple of sim updates. In a recent development live stream in the later part of 2024, the Microsoft team did mention they will only be releasing a sim update a few times a year instead of every other second month we saw with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. This makes what is included in a sim update most important for the first few. That being said, the Microsoft team has gone down this route so they can release a beta for the sim updates for the community test out before releasing it to the main sim to ensure stability for the release. With the current state of Microsoft Flight Simulator 24, this format could be a great asset for the updates or create a bigger problem with issues and bugs dragging on and on and on to the next update is released. When it comes to the updates, items are now slated as under investigation. This means the Microsoft team is currently identifying the root cause of those fixes and issues. Items that are slated as in progress, which means the Microsoft team is actively working towards a resolution, but this fix or feature hasn't been assigned to a sim update yet. Let's take a look at the recent bug list and see what they have planned for the next few sim updates. When it comes to sim update 1 with bug fixes, they have confirmed a live weather that is not separated from the date that is selected is planned for a fix for sim update 1. The mouse free look access crosstalk oversensitive is planned for sim update 1. No engine or cockpit sounds on multiple Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 aircraft and instances will be available for sim update 1. When it comes to sim update 2 for bug fixes, FPS performance and VRAM bug will be addressed in sim update 2. Non-functional EFB in VR, which is a big one that the VR community is screaming out for. This is not going to get touched until sim update 2, which is a big surprise. The PC-12 pressurization and oxygen system is broken. This is going to be addressed sim update 2. Toolbar missing for VR. This is another VR one which is going to be addressed for sim update 2. Very surprised about that one. Moving on to in progress that hasn't been assigned to any of the sim update 1s or sim update 2s. Helicopters that jump in and out of ground effect when near raised platforms is in progress. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 airport and helipad with issues when it comes to the tracker. Under investigation to define a root cause. The team is still looking for ground textures and blurries shows when it comes to LOD system is too aggressive and a loss of detail. 2024 aircraft have a custom registration that is not being honored in the sim. Flap speed for multiple aircraft are low, causing deductions when it comes to points in the career mode. Mouse and click spot stop working in VR when returning to the menu. Control access that aren't responding. Career mode, there is no night missions available. Rain effects on the windshields, which doesn't exist. Well, it hasn't existed for many years, so why start now? That's just a little pun and joke for me. Aircraft external lights are barely visible during the daytime, and charter services for VIP missions are not populating in career mode. Those are the ones that are under investigation, and the team is defining a root cause. These are only the top 25 most voted that is wanted from the community. We are expecting to see many more bugs attached to a particular sim update, or bugs under investigation that will be attached to a sim update in the future. When it comes to the recent feedback wish list under investigation for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is the Scenery Gateway systems and the World Hub, which has now been in open beta for some time, has been placed on hold. We are going to see that implemented back into the fold. Also, World Update Brazil. If you ask me my personal opinion, I think they should hold off any world updates for the meantime and really put all their resources into the next couple of sim updates. Everything else in the top 24 that is slated as under investigation when it comes to the feedback wish list is default aircraft able to be downloaded, make it a cloud streaming option, which means you can actually download the sim to your PC, shared cockpit, and a multiplayer, which has basically been on the feedback snapshot for like 4.5 years. Classic flyby view to be implemented for feedback support, fixed cloud density with a wing fade, and realistic dangerous weather. All the other items on the wish list are slated for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and not the 2024 sim, but for this video, due to the state of the 2024 sim, I just wanted to focus on that one. At the moment, as far as we know, what is going to be included with sim update 1 is pretty vague, as we only could see there was only like 3 confirmed bug issues that were going to make sim update number 1. So it's pretty vague and convoluted, to say the least. During this week's Microsoft Flight Simulator blog update, there was no mention of when we'll see sim update 1, other than you can register to be included in the beta when it does its release or flighting. And there is no ETA for the first development live stream of the year, and there is only a link where you can submit questions. When we sum everything up, in my opinion, this was pretty disappointing with the state of the sim, which is clearly not ready for the prime time. I was hoping for some more transparency from the Microsoft team on their plans for the first part of 2025 or the first quarter of the year. We're almost through the middle of January already, and we haven't really heard much. My suspicions are that the team is still coming up with a strategy to what they're going to work on first, as there is a lot of issues with the sim. So let's hope I'm wrong on that one. But in my honest opinion, the Microsoft team needs to be more transparent than what they have been so far, so us simmers can have some trust in the 2024 project. Many devoted simmers aren't using Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 at the moment, or there is many sharing between the 2020 and the 2024 sim, as it's not up to the job or the standard of a basic flight sim. I hope we receive some more transparency from the Microsoft team in the future, and for sure we are here on the channel will be following up all the updates very closely, but what we have so far at the moment is a little bit disappointing and vague. Thank you very much for getting this far in the video. We would love to hear your thoughts and comments about this week's Microsoft Flight Simulator update from the Microsoft team. Please keep the comments respectful, because I know there is a lot of people that are disappointed with the sim. Don't take that out on others in the comments below. While you're there, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's a nice thing to do, and it helps us reach that 100,000 YouTube subscriber milestone that we are so close to, and we will see you in another video sometime real soon.